Miley was slotted to hit in the 7th spot. He moves up to hit leadoff. Connor Joe second. Trevor and Charlie are going to flip-flop. Trevor will be third, Charlie fourth. Josh Fuentes, Jonathan Daza, Elliot Diaz, Alan Trejo will hit 8th, and Herman will hit 9th off of Wade Miley.
Well, if you thought Herman had a quick first inning, wait till you see the pace at which Wade Miley throws. It's been a long time in the big leagues. First came up with the Arizona Diamondbacks, was runner-up in 2012, Rookie of the Year. It's not overwhelming with the stuff. Cut fastball, changeup usage this year is significantly up, and it's become a weapon for him.
Here we go. Strike one. I mean, he gets the baseball and he goes. And as a hitter, you got to try to disrupt that timing.
Yeah, tie your shoes or tell a joke to the umpires.
Hey, there's a base hit, so I guess there's not going to be. Oh, this could be double, too.
Oh, get the chicken!
Get the triple! That was easy. That's the second triple this year for Garrett Hampson. I didn't hardly have time to say there's not going to be back-to-back no-hitters like Johnny Vandermeer's second pitch. He goes down and gets it.
I love it. So you know he's going to be around the strike zone, and if you're Hampson, you got a chance. Go get the chicken. I love the chicken reference because it goes to Rockies, and it looks like, you know, chasing after it's an easy triple.
When Garrett last night came in, pinch hit, had the home run, and then leads off the ball game today with the triple. Connor Joe's up with the infield back for Cincinnati. Take that first pitch inside. Mentioned it last night. Connor with 3 RBIs. His first 3 major league RBIs. Ball 2. And that's his fastball, folks, at 89 miles an hour.
Yeah, that's what he's going to do. He's going to throw cut fastball in, changeup down and away, speed you up, slow you down.
Just like that. Well, for Connor Joe, you go back to May 7th and what he has done as far as on-base percentage. It also helps that he has 8 walks during that time.
It's amazing. I mean, 1 week, and none of us are the same.
Lays off that pitch down low. Wade Miley's just confirming what the count is. Yes, Wade, I can tell you it's 3-1. Ball 4. Hey, look at that. Another walk for Connor Joe. Who are the players behind Wade Miley playing defense tonight? Shogu Akiyama in left, Tyler Naquin in center, Jesse Winker in right, left to right on the infield, Suarez, Farmer, India, Mike Moustakas came out in the 4th inning last night, and then Tucker Barnhart behind the plate. I guess when you catch a no-hitter for the first time in your career, then you go ahead and catch that pitcher again next time.
Well, you want to get another watch.
Is that what he bought him?
Well, apparently that's tradition. You throw a no-hitter, you owe a watch to the catcher.
Like a Rolex, though, not.
That
ball gets by, and that's going to allow Garrett to score from third. I think that air will go down to Moustakas. Cincinnati had 23 errors coming into this ball game. 983 fielding percentage, 9th in the National League. Yeah, he just whipped it, and then Garrett's able to trot home.
That's not a bad throw at all.
Rockies will take it. Trevor with a good pass. Trevor had all day off yesterday, and I like what Bud does, and a lot of managers do this, but the night before, after that doubleheader, he called Trevor and said, hey, what do you think about tomorrow? How you feeling? How's the tank? Are you running low? The 0-1. That's a cut fastball up, 0-2.
Trevor's rocking the military appreciation shoes, batting gloves. Everyone has the military appreciation hats on.
Ball one. Yeah, tomorrow is Armed Forces Day, so the hats will be worn all weekend, and then tomorrow it's going to be a special jersey. Can't wait to see that. Connor with the safe lead at first. Foul ball.
Story has a little bit of history with Wade Miley. Went back to 2018 in Milwaukee. Yeah, he knew it. Deep left center field into the bullpen. Story time.
What chapter was that?
Probably
I lose track of
59.
Fastball taken low, 2-2. So they gave that air to Wade Miley, and I'm going to put it in my book as Moustakas because they're going to switch that around here. I just don't want to have to white out something. Here we go, 2-2. Ball three. Wade Miley, originally a first-round pick back in 2008 by Arizona out of Southeast Louisiana University. Trevor goes down on strikes.
So that's a changeup coming back into play. Cutter in, cutter in, cutter in. Slow it down. That might have been the slider down and in. Good pitch sequence from Miley.
They list that as a cutter, but I'm with you, Billy. That just the rotation on that, it certainly looked like it was a slider because you saw that little red dot on the baseball. Charlie, lifetime 4 for 18 against Wade. Cincinnati will pull the shift on the infield. Outfield's more straight up.
Except Jesse Winker's playing on the warning track.
He's got paint on his back.
Come
almost.
In! Too deep.
Foul ball. Well, that was last night in that fifth inning. Excuse me, the fourth inning where they scored 5 runs. There was a lot of balls that weren't hit hard, but they found green grass.
Like 70 mile an hour. If you hit the ball 70 mile an hour, it was a hit.
Well, the Reds did a little payback in the 8th with some of that. Right back up the middle. That's going to go through for a base hit. Connor's going to hold up around second base. Tyler Naquin would charge hard in center field. Our Big Hits is brought to you by Mako, and what big hits they were. 2 days ago, Josh Fuentes in the first inning says, yeah, I'll go ahead and do that. With the Rockies on top. And then last night, again in the first inning, 2 RBIs, change up 88 miles an hour. Home run in consecutive games. That's our Mako Big Hits. We were talking about Johnny Vandermeer, and the only guy in history to throw back-to-back no-hitters. He did it within 4 days too.
That will never be broken because you have to throw 3.
Right, exactly. Ground ball is short, not hit hard. Got to go across just to get Josh at first. 6-3 on the putout. But the runners advance. Connor makes it to third. Charlie to second. Bring up Jonathan Daza.
Daza has good numbers this season against lefties. Hit 400, 10 for 25.
Last night 3 for 4. Double. and a chalk hit or a paint hit down the third base line. They don't use chalk anymore. Straight up paint. A modest 4-game hit streak for Jonathan.
Well, if the Rockies win tonight, it'll be a winning streak. 3 games.
All right, now Wade Miley has not been able to command that cutter in. At 20 pitches, 10 in the Subaru strike zone, 10 of them out. 1-0. Ball 2.
You hear from so many pitchers that come to Coors Field, it takes them about an inning or 2 to recalibrate their pitch. That is the benefit for the Rockies starters when you understand what your stuff does.
3-0. Looked like Stu gave him the take sign. This is where even 3-0 for Wade Miley, he could throw you a changeup. He's that type of pitcher.
I mean, most walks for Miley in the start this year is 2. So if he gets 2 in an inning.
Strike 1, and Daza was taking the whole way. Miley comes set. Drive down the right field line. That'll twist foul. Oh, good catch out there. He caught that ball. No glove. Straight hands.
It's like this. So this ball comes at me and I put my hands up and I caught it like an alligator.
How's that story going to play out later on?
It's going to be the biggest fish in the world.
Here we go. 3-2, 2 outs. A foul ball off the shin again. He did that last night. I think he just waited off. The trainer says,
Yeah.
I'm good.
Stay over there.
Stay over there. I need a bigger shin guard, though. So like where a catcher one
Yeah,
up
just
there.
borrow Tucker Barnhart's for a second. It is a challenge when you have a left-hander that is consistently throwing cutters under your hands as a right-handed hitter. Because you don't want to cheat. You don't want to think pull, because he'll throw the changeup away from you.
Was you have to look opposite gap. Here comes the cutter. Always called out on strike. Daza thought it was ball 4. Bruce Streckman had other ideas, and he caught him looking after being ahead in the count 3-0. Wade Miley gets his second strikeout of the inning. Change up. Barnhart squeezes it, but the Rockies are up 1-0. A couple hits and an error.
Pitches. You'll see Eugenio Suarez, Tucker Barnhart, and Kyle Farmer pours one in for another first pitch strike. Look out. Interesting note from the Reds today when I was looking at it. Eugenio Suarez since 2019, August of 2019, top 3 in all of baseball in homers. This one's hit in the air towards center field. Can of corn for Hampson. 1 out.
He's got some power, but that ballpark can play small at times.
Well, they call it the Great American Small Park.
For a reason.
I made my major league debut there. I love that place. I love Cincinnati.
What year was that?
2005.
Who'd you face?
Faced Eric Milton.
Oh, lefty.
Yeah, he blew up my bat. Swung on and missed.
Eric Milton threw a no-hitter for Minnesota against the Angels in '99.
Yeah, he threw a little cut fastball. Struck me out my first at bat. Blew my bat up the next time. First hit came off Todd Coffee. Coffee time.
Is Coffee the one used to run in from the bullpen?
Yeah, I felt like he was winded by the time he got there. Leave the pitches up. 1-1, grounded foul.
How does he still have a bat right now? That ball was in there.
Who was your first hit off?
Doug Drabeck.
Nice.
In Three Rivers, yeah.
Did he have the mullet at the time?
Yeah, he did. Did nasty off that turf, though, right back up the middle. My second at bat. First bat I struck out.
Mullet on mullet crime.
Yes, it was. I was rocking a little bit of a mullet.
Mullet's coming back. We have Connor Joe at first.
Yeah, now he's got a great one.
2-2 to Barnhart. He'll hold his swing up.
The slider usage for Herman in his last start was up to 38%. His first 7 starts is about 19%.
And he works a walk. So first time Reds get a base runner on, and first time tonight we get a chance to see Herman from the stretch.
Well, and a lot's been talked about, and kind of rightfully so, because you're just not used to seeing this happen with Herman. And what ends up happening is he really gets too quick. He's just got such a powerful, quick arm, but he gets too quick, and the arm at times you have that variable release point.
Here's Kyle Farmer. Takes inside, strike one with the fastball. It's good to see.
And that is the pitch that has caused him problems out of the stretch. Not so much with the off-speed pitches, it's been the fastball command.
Swung on and missed. So that's really good to see.
Yeah, and all it takes is a little bit of success too to get you back in the right frame of mind and say, you know what, I'm really good. I'm really good at what I do.
Well, he also has Tucker Barnhart at first. You don't have to worry about him stealing second. You also have Diaz behind home plate. He'll throw anybody out. 2 strikes. This pulled to left field. A little bit of a mystery by Daza, but he makes a catch. Circus catch from Daza. Checking out the fans. He almost made a boo-boo.
He got spun around a little. Oh, this ball's hit hard off the bat. Daza looks, goes one way, then the other. And it's really hard when you're backpedaling to try to jump at all. So I think he got about 2 inches off the ground on the Subaru Supermo. But I mean, the reaction from Kyle Farmer thought, I had that hit over his head, and he caught it. Yeah, he caught it. Daza's calling card in the minor leagues was always about his defense. His offense caught up, but even here at the big league level, we've seen some great defensive plays.
Shogo Akiyama at the plate takes down for a strike. Left field, for me, Huey, as an outfielder, was the most difficult of the outfield spots. I thought center, because you can see the ball, the easiest, but you have the most ground to cover. Right field with right-handed hitters, there's usually not a lot of balls crushed your way in your direction, but left field, you couldn't see within the strike zone, within the hitting area, and the way the ball travels, difficult. 1-1 to Shogo.
Yeah, everybody, a lot of outfielders you talk to say the same thing. Center's easiest because you can see that swing and the ball coming at the same time. I would have thought right would have been a little bit like left field, where you got either a ball that can slice or hook to you.
2 strikes to Akiyama, punches him out. So Herman from the stretch works through it. It's 2 strikeouts for locations the next day between 4 and 6 p.m. and get your Rockies taco special. Liv Moss, Taco Bell. Second inning for the Rockies, up 1-0. Garrett Hampson led off the game with the triple. Scored on an error from Wade Miley. Actually, it got reversed. Originally it was Mike Moustakas, or Miley, then it went to Moustakas. They got it right finally.
Finally, because he botched the throw. I'm not sure what they were looking at.
Well, quickly 2 strikes on Diaz. It's been a struggle for Diaz at the plate. 109 batting average, 6 hits and 55 at bats.
It doesn't matter if it's been out on the road or at home.
Well, Diaz has faced Miley from his time with Pittsburgh, so he has a little familiarity with Wade Miley.
Yeah, 3 for 27 at home, 3 for 28 out on the road.
Grounded to third. Suarez gobbles it up. Stockis is having
I think
trouble
I think it's some sun over there.
Stouty, what's up?
Hey, I was reading The Athletic, and the Reds writer is C. Trent Rosecrans, and he does a thing called C Notes, and he was talking about how much the guys on this team love Wade Miley. I'll give you a couple of quotes. Tucker Barnhart said, "He's just a genuine great dude. I really can't say it any other way than that." Jesse Winker, "It's an honor being a teammate of his. He is a gamer, man. He's awesome." Nick Castellanos, "Wade's one of my favorite teammates I've ever had. He couldn't be any more real." And then Jeff Hoffman, Rockies fans know the name Jeff Hoffman. We'll watch this pitch. Now Miley steps off. Jeff said, "When he completed that no-hitter last Friday, the joy I saw coming from everybody, the whole team, I have never been part of anything like that." This team loves Wade Miley.
I've heard the same sentiment everywhere he goes. He comes from Ranger, Louisiana. That's where he went to high school. Ranger High School in Louisiana. Population 5,000 people. So small town, no subway, no Taco Bell.
One stoplight.
Yeah, it's known for mud bogs.
34 years of age.
And I can't
Wade
explain to
Miley.
you exactly what that is, but
Sounds like fun, though.
yeah.
Never been in a mud bog.
No,
Been stuck in the mud. Does that count?
I guess. 2 strikes on Trejo. Bruce Dreckman says, "You're gone." So Miley settling in, 3rd strikeout of the night, 2nd caught looking.
And both of the caught lookies are in the same spot, just right at the bottom edge of that Subaru strike zone. Did this catch it, though? Yeah, maybe been half a baseball below that Subaru strike zone. But still called a strike by Bruce Dreckman. He's kind of looking over at the Rockies dugout. Maybe there's some market going on.
Maybe Daza told him on his it was low. Fair ball. Right down 3rd baseline. Herman scooting towards 2nd. He'll have a stand-up double. For Herman, that is his 2nd hit of the season.
I mean, this went right over the bag. They'll cut her down and in on the Subaru Supermo. And Herman, who won a Silver Slugger a few years back, takes it right over the bag. Joe West the whole way signaling fair ball.
I thought it was foul, but I'm not Joe West.
I think it went over the top of the bag and then scooted into foul territory. Well, Garrett Hampson, 2nd pitch tonight, hit that triple into the left center field gap. If you're wondering, you think about the 4 hitters this year. So that was the quickest after a no-hitter for John Means in Baltimore. It was the 4th pitch. For Rendon with the White Sox, it was the 3rd inning, and then Joe Musgrove, it was the 3rd batter. And if you want to go maybe even one more further because there's some discrepancy.
You're gonna go Mad Bum?
Yeah, Mad Bum. It was the 1st batter. He gave up a hit. Remember, it was against the Rockies down in Arizona.
Swung on and missed. So 2 strikes on Garrett. Hampson has bounced around at virtually every spot in the lineup. For his career, he seems to be more comfortable in the leadoff spot. This season, the numbers are down. 227 batting average as a leadoff hitter.
Originally 7th today was his spot in the batting order. And when Tapia had to be scratched, It's nice when you have somebody like Garrett you could just put into that spot.
Foul back. Long Beach State product.
I just feel like every Long Beach State guy is this. I mean, it's the same guy.
They're all dirtbags. That's the.
It's like the Santa Claus when they just clone all the Santa Clauses. They just clone all the Long Beach State guys.
Skip in there, pushes the count full. He teased Bill Schmidt, interim GM for the Rockies right now. Said for years, I'm just going to draft whatever shortstops at playing at Long Beach State. You're bound to get a good one. Tulo, Bobby Crosby,
yeah.
Evan Longoria. 3-2. He got the call, so he works a walk. Here comes Connor Joe, our favorite player. Here's our all-state good hands play. We'll look at last night's double. Slow motion, limited head movement, good hands. That was with 2 strikes, pulls them in so nicely. Luis Castillo struggling to find command with the fastball, but that was 97 miles an hour. Inside out, Oppo getting the Rocks up 1-0.
I just like when his foot hit the ground where the hands were. And they were in that great launch position. Can't be drifting into your swing. Already 45 pitches here in the bottom of the second for Wade Miley.
Swung on and missed.
Wade threw 114 pitches in that no-hitter. They did give him a couple extra days rest. And it wasn't so much physically, but just mentally what you have to deal with after a no-hitter.
Pretty cool to throw a no-hitter at the major league level. Small town, got that forever. Bruce Jackman says you're gone. So Wade Miley pitches out of it, strikes 2 in the inning. It's 4th on the day. Rockies still up 1-0. So good. I mean, I remember a player back in college. He didn't care if he stole 2nd or 3rd. Punch you out.
What's it like a lot of closers, a lot of late inning guys? They're not really worried about that. They said, okay, you can have that. You think Kenley Jansen's worried about it? Ball 1 as we start the top of the 3rd. Rockies up 1-0. And that run, even though there was an error, it was an earned run. This is shot into the left center field gap for Jonathan India. He's rounding second. Garrett Hampson gets it quickly, gets it into Trevor, and holds him at a double. That is the 2nd double of the season for India.
Well, he hit a 3-run home run last night that made us all hold our breath, made it way too interesting, and he's swinging the bat really well at Coors Field. 108 miles an hour. And the infielder's screaming 3.
Well, now you can have Wade Miley, who does not have a sack on the year. He's 2 for 11. Trying to bunt it towards 3rd. Here comes the pitch, and that was ball outside. Diaz wanted to throw that down to 2nd so bad. We've seen some back picks by him this year. He's 5 for 6 throwing out would-be base stealers.
Well, he's starting to get a reputation around the league. He just lost the handle on it. Otherwise, he would have fired it down.
Well, that keeps that base runner at 2nd much closer. Miley squares around, swings through it. They got him now. Great. Oh, he's underneath the tag. Bud saying hold on for a second. Trevor got rid of that after he threw it to India. And then they're going to take a peek at this on the Subaru Supermo. What do we have?
I think he got him. The oven mitt's still up in the air. I think Josh gets him.
I think you're right. One more look on the Subaru Supermo. Yeah, he's out.
He's out.
But what a throw from Diaz down to second, and it caught India in no man's land. He was like, I can't get back to second. I got to try to get to third, and Trevor cut it off and made the relay throw.
The exchange from Trevor is just as good as the exchange from Diaz.
Well, here comes the call. He's out. What a throw. And for Diaz, the last 2 weeks, he's made highlight reel throws day after day that he started. How big is that out, though, Spilly?
It's huge. Leadoff double. A little bit of a learning opportunity for India. You might see Freddie Benavidez put an arm around him and just say, look, it's not about you getting your secondary. It's about the pitcher making sure he puts the bunt down. So you don't have to get so far off. If he doesn't get the bunt down properly, you still say it's second.
It's not the base runner's responsibility.
That's correct.
To do the guy at the plate's job.
Let him get the bunt down. If it's down towards third, you advance.
This is a tough one if you're Herman. The walk in the pitcher, Wade Miley. Second walk tonight. Herman came into this ball game as one of the leaders in walks with his 24 among starting pitchers. Had 2 more. He's got 26.
I mean, he's been one of the league's best when it comes to strikeout to walk ratios. That's why it's such a contrast watching him struggle with command.
Well, even down in the minor leagues too, he was a strike throwing machine. Heading the count to Tyler Naquin, 0-1. Naquin grounded out to first, his first time up. Foul ball. 0-2. Connor Joe with that pitcher at first is really not even holding him on. He's just in the neighborhood of first base. Double play depth up the middle. Here's the 0-2. First, we'll have some time between. He rips this down the right field line on an 0-2 pitch. Wade Miley, though, is the base runner in front of Naquin, so he's going to be held up at third. Now, how big was that pickoff? Still too good of a pitch, 0-2.
Yeah, pickoff is big, but the walk to Miley. Naquin's just been in a great place offensively. Former first rounder back in 2012 from Texas A&M. Quick hands inside. A little bit of a Corey Dickerson swing from a Rocky.
Well, now you got a tough cookie at the plate in Jesse Winker. Came in at first in the National League with a 371 average, down to 368 after the strikeout. But the next closest guy is 315, and that's his teammate Nick Castellanos. All inside. I think with that 0-2 pitch that for Herman, he was trying to elevate it. He was trying to go up. And then ended up being mid-thigh. Infield playing back. Check swing, foul ball. times tonight. Winker has been indecisive in what he's seeing. The 1-1 pitch. Right back off of Andermon's leg. He's going to go ahead and get the out at first. Thought about coming home to get Wade Miley.
Check out where this catches Herman. This looks like it was the back of his calf. Yeah, it looks like he caught him on the left leg. There's Heath Townsend, athletic trainer for the Rockies, Bud Black making a courtesy visit, make sure his guy's okay.
Seems to be doing fine. They do want to have that customary go ahead, throw one towards home plate, see how you feel. This is where the watchful eye of the manager and Bud. He knows the subtleties of a delivery, and does he notice anything? Looks like he's good to go.
I feel like Herman's more frustrated with the walk that led to this.
Well, especially with its pitcher.
Well, and what's interesting too, even though it may not seem like much time, but that additional mound visit helps out Wade Miley.
Allows him to catch his breath after having to go first to third and then score on that comebacker. Drops a curveball in there nicely to get ahead. Curveball 0-1. Little squibber off the end of the bat. Josh is going to have to hustle. Let us scoot by Connor Joe at first. And backing up is Alan Trejo, so the run will score. And Tyler Naquin.
It's a great effort from Josh. And Connor does everything he can to try to stay on the bag. Ends up throwing it away, but Moustakas, as he rounded second base, looks like he hurt himself.
He got tangled up there at the end with Josh. It looked like he kicked, or excuse me, with Connor Joe. It looked like he kicked his foot. More than likely that'll be a base hit and then an E5. It will be an RBI for Moustakas because it was a base hit first. The air was allowing him to go to second base. Reds take the lead 2-1. Josh Fuentes' fifth air this season. Eugenio Suarez, fly ball to center his first time, hitting cleanup tonight. Hit fifth last night. Slider poured into the outside corner, 1-1.
So that was, saw the ball get tossed out. Delino DeShields, first base coach, threw out the ball for Moustakas, his 601st RBI.
Wow. Ball two. Well, last night was his 1200th major league game. that championship team in Kansas City in 2015.
It was a fun team to watch.
Foul ball. Well, you got the right man at the plate if you're Herman. You can get him with the slider, you can get him with the curveball. A lot of strikeouts in Suarez's swing. A lot of holes. Two. Gets him, strike 3, but not before there was some damage done as the Reds take a 2-1 lead as we head to the bottom of the third. They call it a cutter. I think it's more of a slider, but tomato. Ball 1. You mentioned Wade Miley working fast. It reminds me a little bit of Mark Burley.
Good comp. Burley, Cliff Lee, those guys, last generation of players, were the fastest in baseball.
Ball 2.
There's something to be said about working at a real high pace, because you put a hitter in a defensive position. You force them to think about things. If you're throwing strikes too with the fast pace, it's hard to hit.
Foul ball. The problem too is pitcher working fast, it just puts a hitter at the defensive. It's like, I'm not ready yet. And so you're trying to stall but not get out of your own rhythm. It kind of makes you feel uncomfortable. Foul ball, 2-2.
Then you got the opposite with Steve Traxel and some other guys.
Gosh, the human rain delay. Taylor wasn't the fastest worker either.
No.
Wade Miley did not like the sign at first that Tucker Barnhart put down, so he's just saying, hey, give me a new fresh set of signs.
So it looks like Story has something caught in his eye, whether it's dirt
or he's stalling.
Well, he's doing a good job of acting at least.
No, I'm with you. I think there was something there. Fastball in. Just down.
Well, not a lot of hitters just stand in the batter's box. There's one that stands out to me, Giancarlo Stanton. He doesn't come out.
Another foul ball. I think too, for Wade Miley, just watching him out on the mound where he stands on the pitcher's rubber, he stands on the extreme third base side, so you can tell he feels that he needs to get the ball into right-handers. You know, because if he was on the first base side, it'd be really hard to cut that ball in too much. Here we go. Ball 4. 3 walks already tonight for Wade Miley.
I wonder if the being on the bases had anything to do with it. The first 7,500 fans at Rockies Reds game tomorrow and Sunday will receive a Chuck Nasty bobblehead courtesy of KOA and Crestone Peak Resources.
Hey, I got a sneak peek of that too.
We did. There's a funny line on the box. It says a mullet that America can trust.
Well, Charlie with the base hit right where the shortstop would be in his first at bat. He'll throw over first, but because of that, and with Trevor there, they're not pulling the shift on Charlie. Charlie thought that ball was down. He could peek back, a little discussion with Bruce Dreckman.
He has had a low strike zone tonight.
We've seen that a few times. There he pulls one into the hole. Trevor's going to be able to go first to third. And there's where not having the shift helped Charlie.
Charlie, 167 batting average against lefties. Change up, down and in. You're talking about for Charlie about a week or so ago when he started to get hot. So I feel like I'm hitting the ball hard. It's just there's always a fielder on the other side of it.
Well, coming into the game for Charlie, his last 15 games, he was hitting .305 and an on-base percentage almost .380. Josh Fuentes, who had a weak ground ball to short, has a chance now with good speed at third. You got Charlie at first and nobody out. Got to get this ball in the air at minimum.
This year for Charlie, 248 batting average ball in play. For his career, it sits at 334.
That's why you knew it's only a matter of time before he starts getting hot.
that or he's going to quit because his shift is so annoying.
I don't like the shift. I'm done. Set up inside. Josh will take that one inside. People always say, well, you know, with the guy that's cutting the ball, why don't you stand off the plate a little bit more? It's hard to move your feet in the box, you know, where you stand positionally. Good eye, ball two.
Pete Rose said for hitters, never change your swing, but there are 6 things you can do to help you. Move up, move back, move in, move out, choke up, choke down.
Floater to right field. This could be trouble. It's going to drop. Josh with a couple base hits like this in these first 2 ball games. He'll take it. That is Josh's 18th RBI of the season.
Winker's just playing too deep. Right field for any right-handed hitter, you don't want to be so deep that you have no chance. You can't even see Winker in the view until 4 or 5 steps in. I mean, this is an out. It should be an out.
Well, and think about this too. If Jonathan India does not catch that and run away, does Winker able to barehand that and maybe get Charlie at second base? Ooh, good pass by Jonathan Daza. Daza struck out looking his first time up after being ahead in the count 3-0. It's him taking a ball down at the knees.
Biggest criticism for visiting outfielders is somebody that has roamed this outfield, and Sully and I both talk about they play too deep.
Right back up the middle. That's going to get through. Charlie's going to come around and score. Josh is going to be able to go first to third. Jonathan Daza with now a 5-game hit streak. He is 8 for 12 during that time. Also his 7th RBI of the season. Rockies right now are just kind of nickel and diamond the Reds.
I like it. Inside out, jammed right past Farmer. Wade Miley looks into the dugout. Like, what do you want me to do? They're not hitting it hard. Same thing happened to Luis Castillo last night.
I like the base running too by Josh because he had to hesitate going around second base because wasn't quite sure if Charlie was going to be able to score or not. So he gave it the old Heisman double shift, you know, where he's going and then he lulls that outfield. Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and go.
Fuentes' his single exit velocity, 71 miles an hour.
What was the expected batting average on that thing?
Probably 0. Daza, with his base hit up the middle, he smoked it at 83. I'll give it to you in a second.
Well, it's nice too because after the 2 runs were scored, the Rockies come back and answer in their bottom half of the inning, and there's still nobody out first and third, and Daza with a line drive to left field. Dodds is going to third. Excuse me, that was Diaz with the line drive to left field. Diaz 5 for 10 lifetime against Wade Miley.
This is what you do. Derek Johnson, pitching coach for the Reds, comes out, tries to slow down Miley. Diaz says, I'm not waiting for you. That's a nice swing. Diaz has really been trying to figure out, is it toe tap, is it my leg kick? Just get some timing in.
Well, he was timed up on that one.
That one had some exit velocity on it.
And that was for Elias. That was his first RBI this year with a runner in scoring position. Broke it 0 for 12 with that.
110 miles an hour off the bat.
A little push bunt. Oh, over the head of Moustakas, but it was foul. That was almost a bunt double. I like the idea from Allen, because where the second baseman was playing, you get this over into that little no man's land past the pitcher towards the second baseman, you have a knock and you've driven in a run. Now 0-2, you got a battle. And he gets him on the fastball.
Now he's second guessing the push bunt. 5th strikeout for Wade Miley, big one. Even though Herman has a double on the day, you want to get the ball in play.
Double was right down the line. His first extra base hit this year. Squares around, takes ball 1.
You were asking about the expected batting average of Fuentes' 71 mile an hour base hit. 060.
You can look at the box score, 1 for 1.
Yeah, don't care, RBI.
That's right. Squares around, pushes it. This is going to score a run. And it was bobbled by Wade Miley. That was a safety squeeze. Make sure you see the bunt down, and then Daza takes off after he sees it.
Man, this is perfectly executed. The only person that could field it is Miley. Moustakas never got in the screen because he's covering first with Diaz on first.
When Wade Miley knew where he was going to pick that up, it was going to be hard to make a throw from the runner.
Sacrifice E1 and an RBI for Herman.
His first RBI of the year. Think about how this inning started off. It was with the walk to Trevor, and then Charlie with the base hit to right. Soft single to right field by Josh. Daza with the base hit. Diaz with the screaming base hit down the left field line. Foul ball.
Don't want to make excuses for Wade Miley, but we did point out when you're usually on base and you're not accustomed to the altitude, you run the equivalent of 120 yards. Sometimes the next inning.
Well, and we see it a lot too. Oh, a little push punt. They're never going to get Garrett. Wow, I think that one shocked everybody, including Suarez at third base.
Just textbook. Fair foul. You got an out. Little wiggle room. Force the Reds, play some defense. I think nickel and diming is the perfect way to describe this inning.
Still bases loaded, just 1 out. The hero from last night, Connor Joe. And you know he'll make Wade Miley work. Ball 1. Connor this year with runners on base. He's had 14 plate appearances. He got 4 hits, 7 walks. Only struck out one time. Got to look for a ball, though, he could drive, get it to the outfield. So cut her in 1-1. There's some action up in the Cincinnati bullpen. Ground ball to third. Can they turn it over to second for one? On to first for a double play.
Win or Ichiro, but day in, day out, best bat to ball skills ever.
Well, and I think what helps too is, now with Walk going in the Hall of Fame, so that it knocks some of that Coors Field bias out. But I'm with you. I mean, just watch it. Some of the balls that Todd would foul off.
I mean, another player I think is a good comp for Todd, but never got really what he deserved. Keith Hernandez.
Yeah. Keith, no batting gloves. He was just straight up raking.
This is pulled towards right field. It'll fall for a hit for Tucker Barnhart. He's perfect on the night. A walk and a base hit.
Looks like it's a fastball right below the letters on the Subaru Supermo, and Barnhart's able to get those hands, even with the slight uppercut in the swing, gets top spin on that baseball and take it to right field. Coming into this game tonight, Tucker Barnhart was hitting .390 at home and just .186 out on the road.
Kyle Farmer made his major league debut with Los Angeles Dodgers. Former 8th rounder out of University of Georgia. I bring that up because he spent a lot of time with Justin Turner. You see a little Turner in his swing.
I see it in the setup for sure. The way he kind of rocks back.
You see how much Turner's career turnaround with swing. I'd do the same thing.
Notice how he's kind of leaning back before he goes into that swing.
Well, 2 strikes in the second inning. Farmer ripped one to left field, and Daza made pretty much a circus catch. Swung on and missed. Fans, 50/50 is live and the jackpot is growing. Go to Rockies5050.com to get your tickets. Now, one lucky winner will be announced May 31st. Proceeds benefit charity and the Colorado Rockies Foundation. Shogo Akiyama. Akiyama was a strikeout victim his first at bat. Diaz with the back pick. He's trying to throw everyone out. I think he tried to throw the hot dog vendor if he had the chance.
Did he get hurt though on that throw? Did he catch somebody's hand?
He might have hit Akiyama's bat.
Let's look. Did the hand hit the bat? Subaru Supermo. Oh, on the follow through. We see that in football more with quarterbacks when they let go of the ball and then they hit it on a helmet. You're lucky though, because the ball was already gone by the time it hit the bat. Joe West is just making sure Germán doesn't go too far to home plate, so it doesn't count as a mound visit, even though he was just going to check in on his catcher. You're fired up about that, aren't you?
I don't know. Everybody's kind of, come on, Joe. Seriously? Yeah. 1-0 to Shogo.
Shogo got a 3-year, $21 million deal to come over with Cincinnati. Just never has, you know, either stayed healthy. There's been some other things that have happened. Just hasn't shown his potential.
Well, he only has 13 at-bats this season.
Back in mid-March, it was March 13th, pulled this hammy.
Grounded towards Connor Joe. Make quick work. Flip it to Herman. Herman has to get out of the way of Shogo.
A lot going on over at first base. First, there's good communication between Connor and Herman. Barnard gets to second base on the Subaru Supermo. This is not an easy feed because for Herman, he's running by and then he's got the base and has to do a little high hurdle. A lot happening, but the most important thing is you're able to communicate and get the out.
Last couple of bats for Jonathan India, he's been a thorn. Doubled, then caught stealing, picked off on a failed bunt attempt from Wade Miley.
This is where you have to trust Herman to do his thing, because you could think about walking him to get to Miley. But with 2 outs, if you're able to get India, then you have the pitcher leading off next inning.
Quickly 0-1. Gets him 0-2. So back-to-back knuckle curves. India raised his batting average 20 points from the start of yesterday.
And he's up to 232 now.
He got him. 5th strikeout for Herman. Works out of it again. Rockies up 5-2. Can't wait. Cincinnati is going to full capacity. Texas has been there all year.
Yeah, Atlanta just went back to full capacity on the 7th.
Rockies scored 1 in the first, 4 in the third. Third inning, Trevor led off with a walk.
Mentioned Wade Miley finished in 2nd, the Rookie of the Year. That was the year that Bryce Harper won it in the National League and Mike Trout won it in the American League.
Those two players. Oh gosh. Late call for Trevor Story. We've been describing Wade Miley works so fast. The Rockies are going to try to disrupt timing. That was nice of Bruce Druckmann to stop.
I think Wade Miley is just kind of just threw that so he didn't pull anything.
2-1 to Story. Inside.
Trevor led off the 3rd inning with a walk, came around to score part of that 4-run 3rd.
Right past Suarez at 3rd. Hit too hard. Leadoff single for Trevor Story.
Well, you get the count 3-1 in your favor. You're going to get the barrel out. That just ate up Suarez, and I don't blame him. That ball was hit hard. 107.1 miles an hour off the bat on the Subaru Supermo. That was by him before he could even slide. Even if he catches that ball, Spilly, he's not going to be able to get Trevor at first because he's going to have to catch it, spin, and then make that play. And I can't believe they gave Suarez an error on that ball.
You get in front of the ball like that. Swung on and missed from Charlie.
That ball was in the outfield.
Yeah, no, that'll get
That'll
reversed.
be flipped.
Even if a Reds player hit a ball that hard past somebody,
I would say the same thing. Yeah.
Charlie 2 for 2 tonight. Make it 3 for 3. So for Charlie, that's his 6th multi-hit game this season, but 4 in the month of May. So he's heating up.
He's due a couple of these. He'll probably do a good handful of them, but one where he just gets enough of the ball to drop it into the outfield.
Fuentes RBI single in the 3rd inning. Ball came off the bat around 70 miles an hour. Winker still playing deep in right field.
That was a heck of a block from Barnhart because that was almost playing like cricket where you got to bounce it and then hit the ball. That's how far out in front of home plate that hit.
Season high for walks for Miley at 3. One on and missed.
Keith Hembry, the right-hander, is up for Cincinnati in their bullpen. 84 pitches for Miley, 52 in the Subaru strike zone, 32 out.
Changeup is giving Fuentes some trouble.
Well, you just see Josh kind of motion to himself, try to stay inside the ball, try to stay inside the ball. This is where you get caught, though, is if you're at Wade Miley, where you can come with that slider to your back foot.
Probably the hardest pitch of the night by Miley at 92, up and away. Back picking Trevor. The Reds have paid a lot of attention in 2 games to Rockies base runners.
We've seen 2 pickoffs or attempted pickoffs at second base, and I'm not sure we've seen 2 in any of the other 38 games that we've called.
2 strikes to Josh, takes outside, works at 3-2.
The aforementioned Heath Hembry.
My guess is if Miley loses Josh, he's done. 3-2 pitch. Pulled, foul. Close.
Just hooking. You can see in the background, Josh is staying at home, trying to make sure it stays. Is it? Oh, man.
She could do the reverse Carlton Fisk. 3-2 pitch again. This will be fair. Down the left field line. Stoy will come around to score. Charlie picking him up will end up at 3rd and a double for Josh.
That's how you do it. That's how you, after you hook one foul, you change up on the Subaru Supermo. This one you're able to keep fair. There you get that bat flip. Great reaction. That's 19 RBI, 2nd RBI tonight for Josh, and that will be it for Wade Miley.
Well, after throwing a no-hitter a week ago, Wade Miley had a rough one. Rockies are up 6-2.
7 2/3, as you mentioned, 8 strikeouts, just a couple walks, and for Hembree, just looking at some of his numbers, 95 on average of fastball. Charlie Blackmon has come out of the ball game. A pinch runner at third. Ryan McMahon.
There's a base hit for Daza. First hit against Hembree. McMahon will score. Fuentes will score, and it's a double for Daza with the cheese.
He says, I got your no-hit, Hembree. I'll throw you that and see you a double. That's 3 RBIs tonight for Daza. Ryan McMahon just came in to pinch run for Charlie. And then the slide into second base by a toenail on the Subaru Supermo.
Rockies are rude to people with no hits on their resume. He has a single his last about 107 miles an hour off of it. First pitch swing. Well, Hembree's been around. He's pitched for the Giants, the Red Sox, the Phillies. This is his 272nd Major League appearance.
Another guy that's went from one place in Ohio to the other. Was released by Cleveland, signed by Cincinnati. Hey, we just got a scoring change, Billy. You hear about it?
Shocker.
The one that I already marked a base hit in my book for Trevor. Yeah, it's a base hit.
So you can close the book on Wade Miley. 3 innings, 11 hits, 8 earned runs, 3 walks, 5 strikeouts.
His ERA went from 2, and even with those 8 earned runs, it's still 3.69. Not bad, but it went up 1.69 runs in just 3+ innings. That's back-to-back nights, though, for the starters for the Reds that the Rockies tagged for 8 earned runs. Last night, Luis Castillo at 3 2/3, 8 earned runs. Tonight for Wade Miley, 8 earned runs.
Well, Miley's pitched at Coors Field plenty of times, so on his first rodeo seeing this ballpark. 2-2 to Diaz, taken outside.
Oh, for Wade Miley, he pitched here 6 times, 5 games started. He had been 4-1 with a 4.19 ERA.
Maybe he just had the Ron Marvel superhero tattooed
the
on
Hulk,
him today.
I think the Hulk might have washed off. I still think that's pretty cool what his son did. Put the tattoo and then he goes out and throws a no-hitter. That's a pretty special moment between a father and son.
Love it. Swung on and missed. So Hembree gets a strikeout of Diaz. First out of the inning. Rockies are up 8-2.
Hey, not enough. And I only say that because of what happened last night.
Yeah, it aged us 5 years. Woke up this morning. Who is that guy?
Was it just the game?
Yeah, the game got me. Alan Trejo, 2 strikeouts. Late addition to Bud Black's lineup. Before the game, Raimel Tapia was a scratch. And now you lose Charlie Blackman. Figure out what happened to Charlie, but he did not look like he was running well.
Crowd's getting excited tonight. They're into this game.
Why not? It's Friday night. Weather's nice. I-70 hasn't closed yet.
Did you fight that traffic coming in?
Fans doing the wave.
Jimmy Kavanaugh's favorite thing.
Hey, just wait till there's 35,000 fans doing it.
June 1st.
Can't wait.
Thank you. Well, the Rockies had to make a roster move today. They placed Matt Adams on the 10-day injured list. He wasn't available last night, and he fouled the ball off his foot. So they recalled Justin Lawrence from Albuquerque, another arm out in the bullpen. So you're talking about being already a man short on the bench, just 3 healthy players. And now you're just really down to 1 because Tapia is injured, and now Charlie had to come out of the game. And then the other one that you have is Dom Nunez.
Dom Nunez.
He's a backup catcher, and he's been a little banged up too as a catcher.
Looking for the next off day.
Next Thursday after the 3-game set down in San Diego before you come home for 3 ball games. Rockies are in a long stretch right now, even with that rain out, snow out the other day. They've still been playing a lot of ball. This is game number 39 of the season.
I mean, even though we're May the 14th, it still hasn't felt like we've gotten into the real rhythm of a baseball season.
I would agree with that. But I think now we're starting to get more fans. I think that'll start to get that feeling back. I'm just glad we were able to start with some fans this year. I know down the street at Ball Arena, once the playoffs start, their capacity's been increased. It's great. I know I called it Pepsi Center last night, and it will take me a few times to get it back to Ball Arena, but it's just so long been the Pepsi Center.
Another 2-2 pitch to Trejo. He goes down swinging. 3rd time striking out for Trejo. It brings up Herman.
A lot of different pitches too. This is a hard slider on the Subaru Supermo. Keith Hembry dotted that one.
On a double, and then a safety squeeze error.
So the Reds have committed 2 errors tonight.
But all those runs were earned to Wade Miley. 8 earned runs. And if you like small ball, first couple innings are for you.
I think the game has just become so much about the long ball or a strikeout. It just shows you the value of being able to put the ball in play. You know, just doing the little things, even a couple bunts in that inning. So often we get enamored with the long ball, and it's great. I mean, everybody'd like to play the 3-run home run card.
Rockies near the bottom third of baseball and homer. Strike three, Bruce Dreckman says. Pembry works out of it, but not after more.
Everybody had to switch out gloves. It was like a line change in hockey. The guy still on the hill, though, is Ederman. Here's Charlie. It kind of looked like at second base. He gets to second. Watch him shake out his leg. Just like he's trying to get it loose. That right leg. Hopefully he'll get word on Charlie. This will be the pinch hitter, Alex Blandino. Blandino last night was 1 for 2, excuse me. A couple RBIs. Yeah, happy birthday, Kyle Freeland. That was a pretty quick 1, 2, 3 for the strikeout of Blandino. 6th strikeout tonight for Ederman. Ryan Hendricks, who pitched an inning last night, had a couple walks, is up for the Reds. This will be the leadoff hitter, Tyler Naquin.
So if you're worried Connor Joe's out of position, 33 innings in the outfield with the Giants in 2018.
Well, you know, during spring training too, they told them make sure every game you pack 3 or 4 gloves: infield glove, outfield glove, first base, third base. How about this little lob wedge too? Well, Max got it. Did that go off the plate? I thought it was just up in the air. That was the strangest thing.
We've seen some weird baseball plays.
Okay, the bounce. The Corey Dickerson. Yeah, that's just a fly ball.
It's cricket.
That's what confused everybody. He's like, wait a second, he didn't swing at that, did he? And then he had the collision. Mac doesn't even know what to do. Do I have to throw it to first? No, you don't, Mac. I get it, though. It's just a routine F5 in your scorebook if you're keeping it at home. I say Corey Dickerson because he had a double one time on a pitch ball like that.
There's some similarities to Dickerson and Naquin's swing. Dickerson's doing really well for the Marlins.
I thought that was a really good sign for them. I mean, because Corey helped some of those young players. And strike 2. Good to see Ederman back in familiar territory where we expect him to be at this junction. 65 pitches is in the top of the 5th with 2 outs. The 0-2. Bounces a curveball 1 and 2. Jesse Winkers has the 2nd highest on base percentage in the National League. You know who's first? He's at 430. Guy for the Dodgers at 437.
Max Muncy?
You got it.
Max Muncy's not even hitting well.
No, but his on base percentage is 437. 2 and 2.
Technically, it's a bit of an oxymoron. You're not hitting well, but he has a 437 on base percentage.
Go figure. The 2-2. Just a bit outside. The 3-2 pitch to Winker. lines it right back up the middle. That's what the good hitters do. He's behind 0-2 and he worked his count back to a 3-2 count. Got a breaking pitch and hit it to center field.
It's just a good piece of hitting from a good hitter. You don't lead the National League in hitting just cause.
They just don't hand that out, and by a large margin too. Third time up tonight for Moustakas. 1 for 2, ground out in the first. And he had that squibber down the third baseline for a base hit. Mentioned that 2015 Kansas City Royals team that won the World Series. That was part of the team that also had Lorenzo Cain, Eric Hosmer. Wade Davis was on that team. Quickly 0-2.
That single for Moustakas was 30 miles an hour off the bat.
And Markey can put Moustakas away. 0-2. He got him. Backdoor breaking pitch for his 7th strikeout tonight. Moustakas is out of the game. Double switch. New pitcher for the Reds, Ryan Hendricks. 9th appearance on the year.
Saw him last night. Walked 2 Rockies.
Catches the corner, 1-1. Garrett on the evening, a triple to lead off the ball game. Walked in the second, singled in the third. Really nice when you have your 4th at bat here in the 5th inning. And a slider drops it in. Strike 2. For Hendricks, really a fastball slider mix. Doesn't vary from that. He gets Garrett to swing at the slider. Strikeout, first out of the inning.
It's good slider action. It's acted like a changeup, a little depth to it. Hendricks went to Texas A&M, same as Tyler Naquin. Not at the same time though.
Strike 1. For Hendricks too, we talked about Wade Miley where he stood on the rubber. Well, Hendricks is just the opposite. He's on the extreme first base side, so he likes to throw to his glove side more. Always away from the right-hander. Just the inside corner of the Subaru strike zone. 0-2. Here's a good look of where he stands on the rubber. People always say, well, if he stands over there, well, how come he can't get it into the inside? He can, he's just not as consistent to the arm side. The 1-2 pitch. Tried to go upstairs. Connor had. No, I'm not fishing at that one. Couldn't hold up. It'll be strike 3, back-to-back strikeouts for Hendricks. 2 down.
Well, it's 5 strikeouts in a row now for the Rockies. Good tight slider again. Here it is from the StatCast. That's late break. 86 miles an hour on it.
Trevor 1 for 2 on the night. Struck out swinging in the first, walked in the third, and then singled to left. Yeah, single. That's the one they originally called an error on Suarez, and that was flipped, as it should have been. Trevor 281 on the year. Watch it. Ball inside. There was that arm side fastball that I was talking about.
Well, it takes a while for players to really learn how to use both sides of the plate with the fastball. And there's so much experimenting, even at the major league level. You start getting around Soto and how your body reacts. He'll move around. He'll adjust over time.
Towards that fastball in at 97. He's got a good arm.
He's got a good arm. There's a little deception to it too.
Line drive to right field. That'll fall in for a base hit. Trevor with the second hit tonight, 2 for 3. That was just a nice little solid piece of hitting.
Trevor has turned himself into such an all-round hitter, using all fields. This ball's right off the end of the bat. Height, he'll take it. But when Trevor originally got to the big leagues, you started seeing the 30% strikeout. Started dropping it down. He wasn't trying to hit it as far as he could every time.
I think that's something that Mac has learned this year too. Ryan McMahon first at bat tonight, who went in for Charlie last inning, and there goes Trevor. The throw down to second. They got it. Third time this year that Trevor has been caught stealing. And that'll do it through 5. Rockies still lead 8-2. We're still waiting. Trevor's walking off the field. But he said what he's doing here in the top of the 6th inning, because if he would have thrown a shoe and been out of there in the first or second, he might have to rewrite some plans of what they had to do. But I thought last night for Chichi, he executed all his pitches. His curveball and changeup were really the separators for me. They were the ones that allowed them to stay off the fastball and just hunt it.
Swung on and missed. Curveball down the dirt. Quickly retires Suarez.
He just buried this curveball on the Subaru Supermo. That's 8 strikeouts now for Germán. That ties a season high. He also had 8 strikeouts in the game against the Phillies back on the 23rd of April.
Tucker Barnhart, a walk and a single. You can see the confidence in Germán, just the way he's pacing himself, using the curveball. Jumps again, evens it up.
But just you mentioned the pace. We talked about the pace of Wade Miley, how he gets it. And Germán's along the same lines, is that he likes to get the ball and go. Now sometimes that works against him when he works too fast.
2-1 pitch with Barnhart. Pulls it through the right side. Second hit of the night for Tucker. And now time for a word from Toyota.
Dear experts, thanks for the compliments. RAV4 Hybrid.
Kyle Farmer allowed out to left. Second inning, punched out in the fourth.
They struck out on the curveball. We've seen this scenario every time with Barnhart at first and Kyle Farmer coming to the plate.
So called strike whip percentage tonight for Herman with the slider is 59%. There's 5 swing and misses. 5 called strikes with the slider. So, you know, Herman's doing pretty good when he gets the slider locked in, dialed in like it is tonight. Grounded up the middle. Trejo steps on it. He'll throw Farmer out at first. And for Herman, continues to roll. He's through 6. Rockies are out.
Third reliever. Perez last night gave up a home run in 1 inning, couple hits, 3 earned runs.
Sneaky pull pop. Garrett Hampson got him with the homer. Love that. McMahon was scheduled with a day off today. Came in because of Charlie Blackmon. Blackmon pulled after 3 hits. Saw him running the bases. Didn't look right.
You just tell by the way he was going into third that something wasn't right, because he was just kind of trotting over there.
Yeah, he was laboring.
See for Charlie with those 3 hits tonight, though, he have his average up to 244.
McMahon without a home run in the month of May. 8 in April. And Bruce Dreckman says, see you later. 11 strikeouts for the Rockies tonight. They had 5 consecutive.
And looking at it, too, the only one out of the last 6 have all been breaking pitches, other than the 1 to Herman on the Subaru Supermo. Herman was a fastball.
2 for 3 on the night for Josh. We showed the picture last night where the new Rockies photo. It's this picture after Fuentes with the walk-off hit. It was taken by Scott Oberg.
Scott would always take his camera around, and he would chronicle ballparks and take shots of. It was really neat to see, because it was a different perspective rather than just, oh, here's a shot from home and here, you know, he would get these really cool shots. Adam Ottavino used to do that a lot too. Otto would take photos, and you know, maybe it'd be at the top deck of the stadium or the top seat, top row.
Yeah, they shared a lot in common. Ottavino and Oberg with their, what do they call it, a shooter's eye? What do they call it?
I'm not sure, because I don't have it.
Neither do I.
I was just thinking, though, when we were in Tampa Bay a few years ago. And remember when you went up on the catwalk in Tampa?
Yeah, I remember. I'm still shaking from it. 3-1. Fuentes works a walk. Perez came into tonight's game, highest walk rate out of the bullpen for the Reds.
That's Josh's third walk now.
I know, I saw you looking at that number. You're like, am I sure that's...
I was just making sure that BB on the notes was lining up with the number that I was looking at. That's all. Just confirming.
That's 3 walks for Josh in the season. That's 3 at-bats for Connor Joe. Daza's had a night. Single, double, 3 RBIs.
Got off to a bit of a slow start, but then once he started to get some playing time, some regular playing time, that average is now up to 329.
And that's the name of the game for so many players. Just give me a shot. Let me build some confidence, get my rhythm and timing out of spring training.
That's always, I think, the toughest thing for a manager coming out of spring training, because all these guys are used to playing every day, and then boom, you can kind of get locked into a little bit of a lineup for the first 4 or 5 days.
Daza, another base hit to right field. Josh won't move up on Winker and right. Look out. We'll also have to dodge a baseball. 3 hits for Daza. Every time the Rockies score 7 or more runs, Taco Bell will donate $250 to the food bank of the Rockies. Well, they owe the food bank of the Rockies $250 tonight.
And that last night's total. So thank you to Taco Bell.
Diaz 1 for 3 on the night. If you're the Reds, you love the arm of Perez. Average fastball 96. He's got the changeup mix. You gotta learn to throw more strikes. How about the first pitch strike percentage for Cio now? It's 33%.
Yeah. You can't do that at this level. Too many guys know what to do and know how to wait out a pitcher. Just 25 years of age, so he has some time. From Cuba.
He starts lighting up first pitch strikes, so he has the lowest chase rate out of the entire bullpen, and it's understandable. Major league hitters aren't going to chase if you can't throw strikes, so 16% chase rate. That is.
Well, that's why his whip is 1.67.
But the arm is there. 2 strikes to Diaz. Grounded towards India. India will flip to the Farmer. Farmer will retire Diaz at first. Now will retire the Rocks.
Stay back in. Shogo fouls off the first pitch from Herman. 83 pitches tonight for Herman, just 26 out of that Subaru strike zone. He has just been filling it up, especially after that second inning where he had a little bit of a wobble that got it right back on track. Ground ball up the middle. This is going to be a tough play for everybody. That's in no man's land too. It's like Trevor can't get it, Allen can get it, but then by the time he goes to throw, he's got to worry about running into Trev.
We have so much respect for each other. We heard that yesterday with Trevor's story. He loves Trejo. Let's see if they step on each other's toes. That's a cool shot. Akiyama had 1,466 hits in his time with Seibu Lions in Japan.
Here's a career 304 hitter over there. Ball one high. Had 122 home runs, 532 RBIs for Seibu.
Akiyama-san.
Those last two pitches for Herman just came out of the delivery. Two-0. A deep drive to center field, and that ball's going to be gone. I'll tell you what, Jonathan India, last night 2 for 4 with 3 RBIs, had a home run. Tonight, 2 for 3, 2 more RBIs and another home run. 451 feet is the projected distance on that home run.
Understand why the Reds are so high on India. Former first rounder, he puts a charge into it. And there's some bat speed. Jeff Hoffman throws Sunny for the Reds.
Well, India had 14 RBIs in the month of April and did not have any in the month of May until he came to Colorado. And now he has 5. And 2-0. And nobody up in the Rockies pen, but after that home run and then falling behind again 2-0, I was wondering if you'd see some action either from coming out of the dugout or down in the bullpen.
Reds offense came alive in the 8th. Don't want to see that again. Jonathan India is leaving ornaments in the tree in center field.
It's just stuck up there. A 2-0 to Blandino, who stayed in the ball game after pinch hitting. Ball 3. Blandino struck out in his pinch hit appearance. Second at bat tonight. Strike 1. Yency Almonte now up and getting loose in the Rockies pen. He was down yesterday after being utilized for 3 straight days. Art Warren was up in the Reds pen, and now they switched it up. Said, don't give me the right-hander. I want Sean Doolittle, the left-hander, to get loose. (3-1). Did he go? No. They checked down to first with first base umpire Nick Lentz. Third walk tonight for Herman. That'll bring Tyler Naquin the top of the order. Naquin on the evening 1 for 3. Mentioned it already for Naquin. 8 home runs on the year. Had 4 last year in 40 ball games. His home run per at bat ratio is 12.0. That's 4th best in the major leagues. Tatis Jr. leads that list, and then Acuna 2nd. Jose Ramirez with Cleveland's 3rd.
I believe Tatis is still on the COVID list and will remain there for a couple more days. He was asymptomatic. We were bummed not to see him at all in this Padres series when they were in town.
Well, the Rockies are going to turn around and see him on Monday then. They have a 3-game series in San Diego. 2 night games and a day game.
Well, the picks are coming from Mike Redman. It's just trying to buy Yency Almonte a little bit more time. And Herman knows that.
Now it's to go talk to him. This is a purely stall tactic because I don't think Intermon's going to end up facing Tyler. Because as soon as the umpire goes out there, I think we'll see Bud come out of the dugout. Motion to the bullpen and Yency Almonte. 93 pitches for Intermon, and really this inning, you can just tell it's not the same as what it was the first 6 innings. And here comes Bud. Still a lot to be happy about for Herman. He's not going to be happy about these 2 runs that he gave up, but I thought his stuff was sharper tonight than it has been in a while. When we come back, we'll have all the details. Rockies still up 8-4. Consecutive scoreless appearances on Tuesday and Wednesday. Remember, he just came off the IL on Sunday. Was placed there with a right hand contusion. Get the top of the lineup for Cincinnati. Ball 1. And for Yency too, part of the reason that he was on the DL obviously with the hand contusion, but then also working on some things mechanically. He'd come where he was just cross-firing too much. This one's rib foul.
That explains it. Because Almonte's slider has not been sharp this year. It has not been where it was a year ago. Last year, he was one of the Rockies' better relievers. And this year, it was just flat.
Well, that's because you're coming out and around it. With a crossfire, meaning you're stepping too far as a right-handed batter towards third base, and then your arm's coming out and around. So it's more of just a flat spinner than a hard breaking slider. 1-1. There's a pop-up left field. This is going to be the first opportunity for Connor Joe out in left field. Started the ball game at first base. And then with Charlie Blackmon having to come out, there was some shuffling of players. 1 out. It's always nice when you get to new position to make that one play. You want it before the 9th inning.
Yeah, you don't want to do it in the 9th inning.
And Jesse Winker on the night struck out at a ground out. That was a ball off the leg of Intermon. Ends up throwing him out at first base, but he was awarded an RBI. He has 21 RBIs on the year. And then a sharp single to the right side his last time up. Off the end of the bat. Mack a little trouble getting it out. Triolo has got a double play. That is
It's coming.
That's right.
4-seam fastball, top of the strike zone.
Hit it if you can.
Here it comes.
And then he messes up. He goes down in the strike zone. 0-1.
So Trejo trying to avoid the 4 strikeout night.
Oof. Been there. 1-1. There you go. I drive to left, but going back on it is Akiyama. Well, Yency Almonte, because the Rockies are so short on their bench, he is going to hit for himself. And this might have happened anyway, because you need Yency to maybe throw 2 innings tonight, because if you look at their bullpen, Robert Stevenson is probably down. Michael Givens is probably down. You still have Daniel Bard out there for the 9th, but even if you had some healthy bodies, I still think Yency might be taking this at bat.
Watch Bud Black as Yency was walking up. Just gave him the big index finger.
Just take.
Oh,
No.
I think he says.
Sorry, Skip, I didn't see that side.
Yancey was a great athlete in high school. We always talk about his ability to dunk. Dunk contest.
I imagine too he could probably just like stand there and dunk too. Cheering him on
and hiding.
I don't blame him though.
Nobody in the dugout has their head above the rail. No.
Strike three. 93 miles an hour. 2 outs.
All the guys in the dugout, they'll pop their heads up now like the whack-a-mole. The MLB ballpark app will complete your next visit to Coors Field. Buy and manage game tickets, redeem offers, access exclusive content, and much more. Download the MLB ballpark app today.
Garrett got the party started in the first inning tonight. Second pitch from Wade Miley. He took it chopping in the left center field gap for a triple. Foul ball straight back. I think we had a play underneath us there off the press box area. One. Couple hits tonight for Garrett. His average is at 252. There's that high fastball from Doolittle. Garrett's able to lay off it. Check swing. They're not going to appeal. 3-1.
I mean, Doolittle's fastball usage this year, 93%.
I'm trying to think of the last person that would maybe have something that high.
Jake McGee. Sneaky pull pop.
That is not sneaky. Home run derby time for Garrett Hampson. Said I hit a home run last night, just barely got over the wall. This time, no. And this one's going 15 rows back. For Garrett, his 5th home run.
You win. You always do. I mean, there's the fastball, 93% time, you know it's coming. That ball's way back.
This is where the ball's going to be going for home run derby at the All-Star game. Mac loves it. Subaru Supermo. Three hits tonight for Garrett. He snapped an 0 for last night with that home run. He's getting back to where he's feeling good.
Oh, we said too many nice things about Connor Joe. Does not have a hit tonight.
There's a good pass at that one. 1-2. For Garrett Hampson tonight, it's his 6th career 3-hit game, first one this season. Ball outside, 2-2. Connor Joe chant going right now. Ball inside. Love it that the fans are back. They're engaged. They're getting after it. the 3-2. Strike 3.
Stevenson pinch hit last night in the wild 8th inning. Opposite field homer. We saw Stevenson before the game today, and he was throwing. This is not a small human. He's 6'4", and he was down the left field line, throwing balls over the right field wall.
You and I both looked at each other, and I think the first thing we did was grab our arm, like our arm would come out of its socket if we tried to do that. But we were so impressed. I mean, line from the third base or foul line all the way into the Rockies bullpen.
I don't think I've ever seen that. He's 6'4", listed 225 from Atlanta, Georgia.
I'm calling you know what on the 225.
I mean, he is a mountain of a catcher. Quickly 2 strikes.
He's 24 years of age. Won't turn 25 till mid-August.
Oh, look out. 2 strikes. Almonte plunks him with a slider.
Yeah, this is unfortunate too. Just slips out of the hand of the Subaru Superboat. Not even close to where he wanted that ball, and drills him on the left leg.
Yeah, you gotta make sure the ball's okay.
That's just the second hit by pitch for Yancey this year.
Suarez 0 for 3, 2 punch outs. So Herman's night, he ends up throwing 6 innings, 8 hits, 4 earned runs, 8 strikeouts, 3 walks. Suarez pops up on the right side. Fuente is giving chase, and it doesn't count. Hits the net and he catches it.
Did nothing for that.
No, backyard rules, maybe.
Yeah, well, that's where you have to play it off the side of the house, and then if it doesn't hit the ground, it's still an out. Not in the major leagues. Just runs out of real estate on the Subaru Supermo.
If it stays fair, it is gone. And it's gone. Eugenio Suarez with the 2-run shot, his 7th of the season. And the Reds make it interesting again in the 8th inning.
Well, 9-6, 415 feet on the estimation. That's what Suarez has been doing. He'll strike out a lot, but he'll run into one, and this is a slider that just spins up there in the Subaru Supermo, and Suarez crushes that one deep.
And there's some guys when they square up the baseball, it just bounces off their bat. Sure, you play with the golfer on occasion when they put the driver on, and you're like, oh, let's see how far he hits it. And that's Eugenio Suarez.
The right-hander Jordan Sheffield, the left-hander Ben Bowden warming up for the Rockies.
You got Sims and Warren warming up for the Reds.
9-6 tonight.
Yeah, it's.
Well, I was just looking at Suarez's numbers too. In 2018, he had 34 home runs. 2019, he had 49 home runs. Last year in the shortened season, 15 home runs, was still a great number in those 60 ball games. And already 7 this year.
Grounded towards Trejo, second. He retired Barnhart for the first time tonight. Well, it's been a great crowd on a Friday night. You knew, based on how crazy they were starting to get after 9 o'clock. I don't know if
well, they just cut off, you know what, sales.
Yeah. So they're happy, and you knew that the game was going to reflect it. Fly out, a strikeout, and a ground out to second for Farmer.
Well, there's 2 pitches this inning for Yancey. He had that one that slipped out of his hand that hit Stevenson, and then just the spinning slider to Suarez. Ouch. But tonight for Diaz, he had the foul ball off his leg. Remember earlier, tried to pick off at first and hit the bat of Shogo.
There's a sinking fastball right off the kneecap.
Even though he's got the padding there, you talk to catchers, they say that it doesn't matter. It's almost like there's nothing there.
2 strikes to Farmer. Swinging butt. This will go foul, hopefully.
Hit it.
A little bit concerning looking at some of the numbers for Yancey tonight with the slider. Not a lot of strikes called with it, and no swings and misses.
Yeah, that's what's the great thing about looking at these numbers on Baseball Savant. That it gives you a kind of a clearer picture of what is really happening.
Well, one of the things that's not happening for Yancey is he's not getting as much vertical break. The sharp bite,
which we saw all the time last year.
So his average sinker breaks about 5 inches. And tonight it's breaking about 3.
And I know you're sitting at home going, what? That doesn't seem like a whole lot. It's a big difference for the guy standing at the plate.
It's a ton.
I mean, really, you think about it, it's just about the width of a baseball.
So you understand 2-2, Almonte goes to a changeup. So he's trying to find an out pitch beside the fastball. Rockies up 3 runs. Grounded towards McMahon, who gobbles it up to Fuentes. 2 outs. So Buddy's going to let Almonte face Shogo. Akiyama-san with a single in the 7th inning. Had a single last night, came in when Nick Senzel got hurt. The report on Nick Senzel was a contusion to his heel.
That was when he crashed into the wall early in the game in right center field. What's the media attention like for somebody like Shogo when he comes over here? I mean, it's not quite like Ichiro, but it's still pretty huge.
Oh, it's huge. All-time single season hit leader in Japan. Check swing. And he goes. That single season hit record it carries a lot of weight. It was owned by Ichiro. Matt Merton broke it, and then Shogo broke it later. Shot right back up the middle. Akiyama-san with the second hit in the night for him. And again, it just seems like Almonte's slider's not biting enough to get the swings and misses.
Well, here's one. They wanted it down and in, and it just stayed right over the heart of the Subaru strike zone. And right back up the middle for a base hit for Shogo. Second hit tonight. And here's a guy that's just so scary right now.
Exactly.
A guy that also has a lot of confidence. 2 for 3 tonight. Last night he was 2 for 4 with 3 RBIs. Has 2 RBIs tonight.
Well, you can just tell what the takes from Jonathan India.
Well, and this is where he had Herman 2-0, and he took him into the trees. The ball's still sitting out in center field.
Hands are quiet, but you can tell he is chomping at the bit for a pitch that he can handle. 2-0. Broken bat towards Story. Story goes short way and get the third out. Well, the Reds scored 2. They're making it interesting.
From the taxi squad. They designated Sal Romano for assignment.
Cool moment for Art Warren. First appearance since 2019.
Very neat for him too, because he went to the University of Cincinnati.
It's a Bearcat.
For them in 2012 and 2013, and then for Ashland University in 2015.
23rd rounder in 2015 by the Mariners. Had good numbers in the 2019, only a limited number of appearances. Pitched 5 1/3, gave up only 2 hits, 5 punch outs, 2 walks.
Now we like names. The last guy to play for the University of Cincinnati and then play for the Cincinnati Reds, Skeeter Barnes.
Yeah, good name.
I like playing against Skeeter.
Yeah. Warren trying to settle down his heart rate. And he walks Story on 4 pitches.
Well, last night the Rockies added some runs in the 8th inning, and it was needed. Just the breathing runs. They're up by 2. They added 3. They ended up going on winning by 5. I'd like a couple more as we head to the top of the 9th inning.
Yeah, some breathing room. Second at bat for McMahon, struck out looking in his first appearance. He came in because Charlie Blackmon went out. Still no word on Charlie Blackmon. We'll find out on the post-game show. Story getting a big lead at first. Swung on and missed.
When you're a regular, an everyday guy, you know, when you're in the lineup and then you get that day off, you don't expect to be in the game this early. I mean, when he came in, you expect to be in the game now in the 7th, 8th, maybe the 9th inning.
The Story's creeping at first. He got thrown out in his last attempt. Tucker Barnhart made an unbelievable throw. You understand why he's a Gold Glover.
That's just the 6th time the Rockies have been thrown out. They were thrown out a lot early, and then they had a stretch where they were stealing bases regularly. They're up to, coming into the game, they were at 81%.
Story was getting a big lead. Five stolen bases on the season for Story, 3 caught stealing. Not going. Swung on and missed. Fouled on the left side. The wind's blowing it back. It almost came back into play.
The wind, I would say, in the last 5 minutes has just picked up so much. Just looking at a lot of debris out on the field, looking at the flags now. I know out in the center field set where Corey Sullivan and Mark Stout are getting ready to go for the post-game show. That's a wind tunnel out there, so I'm sure it's howling out there. And it's cooled off some.
Yeah, it got cold in a hurry. So we'll do it again. 2-2 count to McMahon. This might be interesting. High to center field with the wind blowing. Story went back to tag and he didn't take the challenge. The key play of the game is brought to you by Key Bank. It's Garrett Hampson. First inning triple, getting the chicken. And his last at bat, Sean Doolittle, sneaky pull pop, his 5th home run of the season.
I like that there was no doubt about, hey, was there going to be back-to-back no-hitters? Second pitch of the game, I said, I got that answered.
Yeah, not tonight.
Just to give you some numbers on those no-hitters for Johnny Vandermeer. Against the Boston Bees, his first one, that was in Crosley Field in Cincinnati, because he pitched for Cincinnati, which is kind of a crazy thing. No hits, he had 3 walks, 4 strikeouts. 4 days later, he pitches against Brooklyn, but it was the first night game at Ebbets Field. No hits, he had 8 walks, 7 strikeouts.
Nobody could see it.
For his career, he was 2 games under 500. He did win 119, but lost 121.
Nah, wins are overrated.
Not back then, though. 3.44 ERA. And during that streak where he threw 2 no-hitters, he did win 9 straight. Four-time All-Star Johnny Vandermeer.
Story's getting a big lead. 11 feet, 12.
I think 12 feet, that mark is where you have to get to. I think at 11 feet, it's just not far enough. And if you can creep out to 12 and a half, even 13, that's amazing to get out that far.
You want to get to a point where you're a step and a dive.
Yes.
He's leaning. Nope.
We'll say this for Warren, though. He's varying his times.
He's doing a good job.
You and I both saw that where he was leaning towards second, but as a base stealer, what you think is once he comes set, it's 1,001, and then pitcher wants to go. So if he holds it more than 1,001, it locks you up.
Big lead, 2 strikes to Fuentes. They just announced the crowd tonight at 20,232, which is considered a sellout.
That's like the maybe 6th or 7th already this year. 7th.
Art Warren from Defiance, Ohio. I feel like I need to be from that. Oof. Story goes. Swung on and missed, and he'll go safely to second. The ball kicks away. Fuentes goes down swinging.
Trevor earned that stolen base. I mean, he finally picked the good time to go. Based on the pitch, he was leaning. Everything worked out right. Tucker Barnhart bounces it into second. Blandino just knocked it down. Trevor going in there head first. Subaru Supermo. Keep that foot on the bag.
I think there's a way to look at pop times for Tucker Barnhart. He catches and releases it quick. I mean, that reminded me of Tony Wolters. You know, not the same type of arm that Elias Diaz has, but how quick their feet are.
Well, that's where they make it up, and I think that when you talk about catchers, you break them down in a couple different things. Is one, pure arm strength, but then 2 is quickness, and then when you combine the 2 together, that's when you have that elite guy back there.
Well, Daza's had himself quite the night. 3 for 4, a double, 3 RBIs. He scored a run. 4-hit night for Daza would be pretty amazing, and it would push his batting average over 340. He's sitting at 337.
Jonathan, he already has a 3-hit game in the books this year. It was against the Dodgers.
Well, if he gets a 4th hit, it'll be his first career 4-hit game. Interesting box score for the Rockies tonight. 15 hits, 14 strikeouts. Two-1 to Daza.
You mentioned the 15 hits. That's what they had last night, and the Rockies are 9-2 this year when they have 10 or more hits. You know, out of those 11 games, 8 of those games have come at Coors Field. They're 8-0 in those games. So a lot of positives trending for the Rockies and their offense.
3-1 to Daza. He did not go, so he earns a walk off Warren. 2 walks this inning.
Closer look. Was right at the edge, but he held up. More importantly, Nick Lentz, who they asked for help. He's the only guy that matters.
The strike zone is an opinion. The check swing is an opinion.
I still think that's one of the hardest things for either first or third base umpires to determine.
Diaz flies it to right, and now we retire the Rockies.
Thanks, guys, and hopefully this is a quick 1, 2, 3 innings so you guys don't get too chilly out there. I know what that wind tunnel's like. For Daniel Bart, 14th appearance on the year. Did have a blown save in that game the other day in the second game of the doubleheader against San Diego. Ended up throwing an inning and 2/3, been off since then. A little slight delay because they had to come out and put some of the stickers on the fingers of Elias Diaz so Daniel could see the signs. And here we go, top of the 9th. Ball 1. Landino's third at bat. He came in as a pinch hitter in the 5th inning and has remained in the game. He's now listed as the second baseman, so it'll be 9-1-2 for Cincinnati. Ball 2. And this has been somewhat of an issue for Daniel of falling behind hitters.
He was such a strike thrower a year ago, over 70% strikes. This year it's down a little bit, slightly, 67%, still one of the highest in the bullpen.
3-0.
Yeah, I don't know what Corey and Huey are talking, and Stouty are talking about. How can they be cold
I don't know,
and these guys are hot?
Yeah, the guys out there have their big, heavy jackets on.
Hey, Spilly, I'm going to introduce you to Mark Stout after the game, okay?
There we go, strike 1, 3-1.
Sorry, Mr. Perfect.
Sorry you never made a mistake. We still have those loud fans here. They're ready to cheer on a Rockies victory.
They've definitely encouraged more to follow.
Here's the 3-2. Ball 4. Leadoff walk to Blandino, and that'll bring up Tyler Naquin. Tyler's 1 for 4 on the night.
Well, they're building a section, and you might as well get some outs to feed the mob.
For Daniel, that's his 8th walk in 12 2/3 innings.
Just so uncharacteristic from what we saw a year ago.
Ground ball to second, could be 2. On to second for 1. On to first for 2. He's got it. What a pick, 2 at first base by Josh Fuentes. 30th double play the Rockies have turned, second one tonight, and the big hopper wasn't sure if Trejo was going to be able to get it to Story in time, but Trevor made up with it with a strong arm.
And in between hop for Trejo. It almost made you think that you weren't going to have enough time. And you're right. Look at that pick. For Josh, I mean, that's basically keep your foot on the bag and close your eyes, and hopefully the ball ends up in your glove.
And we saw that a lot last year from Josh over at first. And that is huge in more ways than one, because you do not want Jesse Winker coming to the plate with a couple guys on. But instead, there's 2 outs. Rockies are still leading 9-6. Ball 1.
Well, fans are still waving their shirts.
Well, it worked last time.
The Reds fans, but a bunch of Rocky guys jumped in there too.
0-2.
I'm waiting for Connor Joe to join in left field.
Ground ball foul. This past the first base coach, Delina DeShields.
This is hilarious. I've never Friday night.
Hey, fans are excited to be back at the ballpark.
Yeah.
And the
Anything
weather was
goes.
nice when we started this game. It's dropped down to 55 degrees. Even the guys in the dugout are taking notice. Drops a breaking pitch in there. 2-2, one strike away. Everybody's involved. Everybody's on their feet. Some people still have their shirts on. Here we go, 2-2, 2 outs. Ground ball to first, this should do it. Josh will take it himself. Rockies win 9-6. Yeah, a lot of cheering going on. What a game. 9-6 final. The winning pitcher, Herman Marquez, he goes to 2-4. Losing pitcher, Wade Miley, he falls to 4-3. And for Daniel Bard, his 4th save of the year. Woo! Another one, Spilly.
And a winning streak.
Three games. 3 games for the Rockies. All right, we've had enough up here, so we'll send it out to center field.